Hi, I'm Slam, and I'm here to help you do good damage in vanilla on your Fury Warrior, or Rogue, or whoever. I've got a lot of experience in vanilla, playing back in actual retail vanilla as well as in private servers. I was in a record-setting AQ40 run, which we cleared in 30 minutes in a EU guild called Progress. And I have a lot of this knowledge, guys, that really can set you apart from the rest of the pack when you're trying to, start clear at MC, get that gear that you want from raids. It's going to be contested, guys, and these are some tricks that can help you really, shine in your guild as a top melee. So, we're just going to dive into the video. I'm going to be pausing it throughout and, giving you guys some tips of mine and explaining a few things about the fight and how to play it as a warrior. One thing that I will mention before we do it is we kill the boss pretty fast in this raid. There are going to be some of you in guilds with low DPS, and you are not going to be killing it this fast. You might be in phase 2 for 5 minutes maybe and still kill the boss potentially. So this is a really fast kill. When you are in a slower kill, it's going to be even more important to manage your cooldowns. Maybe play a little bit more safe in a slower kill environment. But I will mention those things as they come up here. I'm going to skip around a little bit, get us back to up to the pull. Just a few things. I will make a consumable guide, but did want to just point out, you're going to want to keep up your sharpening stones, any elixirs that you're using, as well as jujus, and just have everything ready to go before the pull. In a lot of guilds, you're going to have downtime before the boss, guys. This is just a big part of vanilla. Don't be looking at meters during that point. You should be managing your cooldowns and your consumables effectively. That's going to make a big difference here. I am going to fast forward to the pull. I am using Brutality Blade at the start here, but I switch it off halfway through. So, okay. We have a Thunder Fury tank in this raid, and he has already started to establish really good threat, if you can see here. I could have taken this into account and started doing damage a lot sooner, but this was my first raid with the guild. In an environment like that, you want to play on the conservative side and not really play too aggressive, because if you do make a mistake, it's going to be a bigger of a deal if you do that in a fresh raid that you aren't known in, rather in a guild that knows that you're just trying to try really hard and you made a mistake. So if you notice my positioning here, I'm trying to stay not in range of her frontal AoE cone breath or her tail whip back here. I'm trying to stay in the middle here, and you'll see why in a second. She does cast her breath here, and it hits everyone standing in this AoE range, guys. You notice where I'm standing, I don't get hit by that. If you do that and also pull thread or something, take a cleave, you might just die at the very start. That's going to kill your damage, guys. You're going to do no damage on Onyxia. So don't stand up here. Try to stand in the middle. Let the tank back it up to the wall, which he does, and we continue on with the fight. So now we're into phase 1. I am avoiding using Heroic Strike to keep my threat down. Not that I have much rage anyway. We do get a whelp call, and I turn around to assist. The ranged handled it fairly quickly, but I throw in a sapper and a whirlwind there. If you can get some good damage out on the whelps while keeping your threat low on the boss, that's going to allow you to, really start pushing it towards the transition into phase 2. And let you, get some free damage on the whelps that the threat doesn't really affect you as much as it does on Onyxia. Okay, so we are coming up on phase 2 here. During the phase 2 transition, you cannot pull threat, guys. So you're going to want to start popping your cooldowns here. I do pop Death Wish. And you're going to see Juju Flurry as well as a Mighty Rage Pot. I'm going to be spamming my rotation with Heroic Strike on every swing. And you can see me just try to get a little bit more damage before she goes up. I do kind of get a decent amount of damage on the meters here, bumping myself up to 7th. Immediately going over to the Whelp Caves, guys. So depending on how fast your guild is killing Onyxia, you're going to want to play these Whelps no matter what, but it's going to be huge for you keeping up on damage with the ranged. We take her down really fast in this phase 2 here, but you do see me throw on my Arcanite Reaper and go right in for the Whelps, getting a big whirlwind off here and a nice cleave as well, really bumping me up on the meters, and this is setting me up for a really solid phase 2. That's going to lead me into phase 3, being able to take the top spot in this raid. You do see the other melee come in a little bit late, but I've already gotten my big whirlwind off and a nice cleave there. We get a huge conflag here, and I'm lucky that I lived. Shout out to the healers for keeping us topped off. If you pre-pop before the fight a greater fire protection potion, that's what's really going to save you. And in a slower kill, you might get conflagged a lot more as well. So that's going to be a really relevant part of Onyxia, is staying a little bit more spread out. But if you're trying to go for damage rather than survivability, stick right near these Whelp Caves, guys, and just get on them as soon as you can, because they die fast, but you can get some nice cleaves off. They do call it that she's going to come down pretty quick, but I stay by the Whelp Cave, anticipating a second round of Whelps. And they do come here, and I get some nice damage off. Could have played it even better with a /sit, but do attempt that and get crit, but not much damage comes of it. However, you see me, take that 4th, 5th spot coming into phase 3 now. Just from those few little tips I gave you, I jumped up from, 5 to 10 or 10 to 15th place up to 5th place just playing that phase 2 well, guys. These little tips are going to make a huge difference for you. I do pop my my Berserker Rage here to get a safe transition through Onyxia's legs. I probably could have saved it, and it does bite me in the ass pretty soon here, but not the end of the world. People do get knocked into the Whelp Cave at this sphere. I probably could have gotten out, but I got a little greedy for those whelps and got knocked in myself. Not a huge deal. Guys, if you get knocked in the Whelp Cave, this is coming from an ex-officer. Just say it over Discord. Like, no one really cares, but you gotta own up to your mistakes in raids, guys. If you get knocked in the Whelp Cave and people ask on Disc, don't try to hide it, because someone's gonna have a recording. Someone's gonna have seen you. They're gonna find out. Just own up to your mistake and you can move on. It's going to go a lot better for you. So I get some nice damage on these whelps. I do get an enrage proc here and a dense dynamite throw. Not bad, making the best of a bad situation. Have fallen down on the meters a little bit, but I managed to get a solid execute phase off with a mighty rage pot there, and really sort of like follow through with like a solid execute phase. Nothing fancy. My Death Wish isn't off cooldown or anything. Having Recklessness up for the final part of Onyxia is huge because it makes you fear immune as well as big crits. So something to consider. I do really think that spreading your damage out on the whelps, between the whelps and Onyxia, is a great way to go, especially when you're not confident in your tank threat. You can get damage on those whelps, go back to the boss, have lower threat. That's a great way to cheese damage on Ani, and especially in a not top tier guild. Now, last tip here, guys. There's still going to be whelps when Ani dies. Do the damage to the whelps. The meters still are rolling. It still counts towards the boss. You see me clean up these whelps and manage to go from 5th to 4th spot and securing the top melee DPS for the fight. So That's it for my quick Oni guide, guys. I think reviewing your footage is one of the best things you can do to increase your damage as well. If you guys want more videos on how to play Fury Warrior in Classic, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'm going to start streaming probably when Classic launches on Twitch or maybe here on YouTube. Stay tuned for more information on that. But yeah, guys, let me know if you like the video. It means a lot to me to know that you guys want more content. Talk to me in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.